Sure, yeah. I mean, I think I had a rough start. I was a little bit nervous, but then I just had faith in my game, and I knew that if I was, if I could break her back, I would get back into the match. And I think that making a lot of balls after being 4-1 down gave me a good chance, to coming back into the match.
Maria, just in terms of the nerves before the match, obviously, I mean, you played a lot of quarterfinals. You've won a lot of quarterfinals at this point. I think the last 8. So why did you feel like extra tension, I guess, before going into this one?
Why did I feel that?
Feel a little bit more extra tension.
I think it was because I was playing for the first time on Stadium 1. New scenery. I'd never, experienced going deep into this tournament. It was something new for me, and it's actually exciting to have new things when you're 26 years old and new experiences. But I think it's normal, sometimes to be a little bit more nervous than the usual. I was very happy with the way I handled the situation and the way, I came back.
It is one of the largest tennis stadiums in the world. Can you explain what your experience was walking out there for the first time to the crowd, the sounds, light, how that might be different from the other ones here?
Actually, I was very surprised that it was quiet. It wasn't as loud as Stadium 2. Stadium 2 can sometimes be very loud because of the restaurants and everything. I really enjoyed it, and, it was a good first experience, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah. Matt Futterman from the New York Times. You mentioned the nerves. Do you think you'll ever get to a point in your career where you don't feel nervous, and do you feel less nervous now than you used to, or is it just part of the sport, part of life? This keeps you on your toes.
I think I might be wrong, but I believe that there are even, I don't know, I'm gonna name Rafa, Roger. They all get nervous. I mean, they're used to it a little bit more than us, but not a little bit more, a lot more than us. But I still think that there are moments that they still get nervous and they still feel the pressure. I think that it's part of the game, and you just have to embrace it and just accept the fact that going into a match like the one today or tomorrow or whenever, you might feel pressure, you might feel nerves, and it's just a part of the game.
Congrats. Do you think that you're better at dealing with a slow start like you had today, down 3-love, 4-1, than you maybe would have been in years past? Would there been a little bit of panic if you started off like that a few years ago?
Yeah, for sure. I think I've improved in everything, and I've also improved in that because I see that I'm actually very calm and very confident that it's only a break. Okay, if the other one serves lights out, it's too good, but then it's only the first set. I still have, 2 more sets to go, so that doesn't really matter. I just accepted the fact that I had a bad start and just tried to change things.
Just a general question. What do you consider the strongest part of your game? And also, what are you most satisfied with your just really good results in the recent past?
I mean, my physicality is something that, I think it's probably the strongest part of my game. But then again, I feel like I've improved on my serve, I've improved on my ground strokes. I don't have a huge hole on my game. And, there are a lot of things that I can improve, and which is something good. Especially mentally, sometimes I have to just be a little bit stronger, but I'm working on that, and I think I'll get where I want to go, get.
What tools do you use when you do have the jitters? Do you talk to yourself, or do you? What's your technique?
Well, I'm not supposed to say what I do, when I get nervous. But yeah, kind of like I talk a lot to myself, and I just try to have a nice chat with myself. But sometimes, especially in the past, I would be very, very hard on myself. But now, I'm a very nice, have a very nice and kind creature in my mind and in my body.
It looks like Paolo's up a set in 5-2, so I just wanted to get your thoughts on facing her. I think it was last year at WTA Finals, close match, but you struggled serving. I think you faced quite a few break points, and is that going to be the key for you if and when you face her tomorrow?
I haven't really thought about, I don't really remember how the match went in Mexico. I'm just, obviously she has been playing very good and she likes the conditions here. I mean, winning last year and making potentially the semis now, and it's a lot of matches in a row winning, in this tournament. But I'll just have to, speak about it with Tom and see what's the best game plan to play against her. I'm confident that, of course, I can beat her, but I can lose, and she's a very good player. She's a top 10 player for the last 6-7 months, so I think it's going to be a very tough match for both of us.
Maria, 3 straight semifinals now for you to start this season at big tournaments. How does that make? What's your reaction to that in terms of just getting that deep level of consistency? And then for you, does it take some of the load off of the mind, knowing that you're putting yourself in these positions so consistently that you're going to break through, that you're going to get that title, you're going to get the big wins, or does it create more pressure that that you're still chasing that? You know what I mean?
I'm actually at the point right now where I believe that it's gonna come no matter what, because I put myself in these situations right now where I'm 1,000% sure that it's gonna come. I mean, okay, if it doesn't come, too bad. What can I say? But I really believe that it's gonna come. Whether it's this week, next week, in 2-3 months, I don't really know. It's just that the way I'm playing right now, the way I'm feeling, and the way I approach every match is different to what it was last year. Obviously, it's ideal starting the year, with 3 very good results. And it takes a lot of pressure out of you, 'cause especially now that I have, points to defend. But that's not something I think about, and I just see when and how I can improve, and I see myself improving every day, which is something that I'm very proud of.
And then can I just ask if it is Paula,
Yeah.
and it's you, Paula, Iga, Simona, 4 great clay court players, champions, all that sort of stuff. Does it, at this stage of the tournament, a big tournament, when you're playing against kind of what you guys consider the best, is it easier to play those matches because they're a little bit, not coin flip, but they're even?
Yeah.
Or is it more difficult, more of a challenge? How do you conceptualize it?
I think that no matter who you play in that later stage of the tournament, your opponent is for a reason there, and playing a semi-final match. But obviously, all these players you named, they have been playing very good. I mean, okay, Simona probably did not have the season that she wanted last year, but she's coming back, and she proved it this week, and she's still in the tournament, so she's still, showing that she has the level and she wants to come back to the top. It's not easy, it's not difficult, it's just that it's a challenge. I believe that no matter who you play in the semi-final or final, it's gonna be a dogfight, and it's the way it is, because you cannot expect you're going to win 6-1, 6-1 against these players.
Marie, it's obviously a fascinating part of our sport that the athletes are out there playing another great athlete in front of thousands. And you talked about talking to yourself and that you had a very nice, a very kind creature. What does that nice, kind voice tell you in the middle of a tough match? What are some of the things that you tell yourself when you're battling?
Well, that's something that I want to keep for myself, and just these are things that and techniques that I've been working, and I don't want to share with anyone else. It's just that, as I said, I'm just being very nice to myself and just supporting myself, even if I'm, behind in the score, or even if I'm, about to close a match and I get nervous. It's just that there are certain things that I just don't want to mention and I don't want to share, because I think everyone has personally, like different things and different ways on talking to myself and to, yeah.
You mentioned Paula being very comfortable in these conditions. Kind of feels a little like Greece out there. I mean,
Yeah.
is this very familiar to you as well?
Greece is a little bit more humid, but yeah. But definitely the heat. I really like playing in the heat, and I know you probably are bored. I've mentioned that like 1,000 times already, but
You like Tokyo. You were crazy.
Tokyo,
I
yeah.
remember last year in Tokyo.
But Tokyo it was the worst conditions I've ever played in my life.
Right,
So
but you said, I like it here. It's not.
yeah, because I know the opponent doesn't like it.
Okay.
So I like it even more. But I know that Paula also likes to play in the heat, and I mean, it's over. So I just feel better with my game. I hate the cold, and I just don't feel good with my tennis when it's cold.
Any more questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ray.